many times y'all gonna tell me that? How many people did you tell? How much time did you have on your hands to where you got to tell everybody in the family that I snuck out? Then you telling them different stories. This one saying I snuck outside with the boys. This one say I got caught kissing boys. This one say I got caught doing something I ain't had no business with a little boy. It was 5 little boys and just me.
Watch the breakdown.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Storytime Sunday. All right, we about to dive right in. So we not about to waste no time. Let's just dive head first into this story. So last week I was telling y'all about how I basically snuck people in the house. But this week I'm gonna tell y'all how I snuck out of the house. Yes, I know. I was bad. But good thing I learned my lesson and I outgrown that, and yeah, I'm a great adult because I made these mistakes as a kid. So let's rewind back to my childhood. Let's go down memory lane. For a short period of time, me and my sister lived with my grandma, right? And with my grandma, may her soul rest in peace, she was very strict. Like, when I say I couldn't get away with nothing at that lady house, I mean nothing. With my mama, like, she had to go to work and she was in nursing school and stuff like that. So I could get away with a lot of things, that I wanted to do. Like, even though she was strict, I could still get away with certain things because she didn't always have the time nor the energy to just watch everything that me and my sister did. So, I got away with more stuff. But at the time I was living with my grandma, that was hard because my grandma didn't work or nothing. She was a stay-at-home wife. So, she was always there 24/7. She not going nowhere. And she got the time to watch you. My grandma wasn't the type to sleep all day or none of that either. She was cooking, cleaning, or babysitting or doing laundry. She was always doing something. So, I couldn't get away with a lot of stuff. And I used to be miserable because I was a normal teenager. I wanted to do what normal teenagers do, but my grandma was not having it. When I say she was strict, I mean during the summer and stuff, like I would have to come inside at 7:00. The sun is still out and everything. You know how most people be like, you got to come inside before the street lights come on and all that blah blah blah. Not my grandma. She made me come inside before they even came on. Like, she made me come inside before the mosquitoes even came out at night. So that was bad. I had a cousin that stayed right next door to my grandma. And I used to go by her just to get an outlet. I used to go by her just to have fun because we was around the same age. I think she 2 or 3 years older than me. Living with my grandma, it was so boring at times and all that. So her house seemed very fun. And I was like, always telling her I want to go over there. Now, her mama, I wouldn't say she just let us do whatever, but she wasn't as strict. You know what I mean? So my cousin could have boys over there and stuff like that. It wasn't no boyfriends or nothing, but you could have boys over there, and we was all just chilling. And she would be around. She would be present. The boys would be over there, we'd be outside and stuff, and she'll be sitting outside with us. So we'll be in the house and she'll be in the house with us too, in the living room. We were never just in rooms with boys, no, none of that. We was always in the living room and stuff where adults can see us. So I thought that was the coolest thing ever. And this was before that situation happened with my mama that I told y'all about in the first storytime video. So this was before that. So I'm just wow, your people let you do that. Your mama let you do that. She is so cool, right? Anyway, so one day my cousin I think she had called me. She called me and was like, oh,
we're going to be hanging out tonight. Can you come outside?
And me, I'm like, oh, this sounds so much fun. But I know my grandma not about to let me go outside at nighttime, right? So I didn't even bother to ask her. I just told my cousin, bet, I'm coming. I'm coming outside. And it was like me, her, another girl, and like 3 boys outside, right? But I told her, I was like, bet, I'm coming outside. And I didn't ask my grandma and them. I didn't tell my grandma and my papa nothing. I just was like, F it. I'm about to do what I want to do. I'm going outside. This is too boring. And at the time, my little cousin was sleeping over at the house with me and my sister. So he was over there with my sister playing and stuff like that. And I had told him the plan. I'm like, y'all, I'm about to sneak out. I'm about to go outside. Like, our cousin is outside and, you know, she got friends over and they want me to come. So I'm about to go. So y'all, I just thought I was too slick. I thought I was too slick because I had made like the little pillow that shaped like a little body in the bed and everything. And I was like, if they ask about me, if they wake up, tell them I'm asleep. Because it's late. And you know, old people, they go to sleep early. And my papa was one of them people, like, he still is. He wakes up at like 3 o'clock in the morning every day. He up before the sun even come up. He is up cooking, all of that. So they both go to sleep really early, but they wake up really early too. So I use that as my advantage. I'm like, all right, they sleep. I ain't got nothing to worry about. Don't this is about to be a piece of cake, you know, like this is a cakewalk. I ain't worrying about it. So I told them, I was like, if they wake up and they looking for me, tell them I'm asleep, or like just act like I'm in a room sleeping or whatever. And I showed them the little pillow thing, and it was like, this seemed like a bad idea, promise. I didn't give a damn though. I'm like, nah, they're not gonna wake up. I got this. Don't worry about it, y'all. So they go to sleep and all that. I made a little pillow thing, and then I walk out through the garage. I didn't walk out through the front door. I walked out through the garage on the side door. So just in case, you know, nothing don't look out of the ordinary, the front door was still locked, all that. Cause you know, like, they make rounds if they get up and go use the bathroom and stuff. They're not crazy. So I made it look like it was a normal night, y'all. Normal night. I sneak out. We all in the street.
What?
That was strike one right there. Cause like, what the hell? Why would you stand in the middle of the street and all that in front of the damn house? And we all laughing. We loud, y'all. When I say loud, I mean loud. We laughing and all that. And I'm just like carefree. I'm not thinking nothing of it. And we was living with my grandma, but my uncle was living with my grandma and my papa at the time too. So we had a room and he had a room. He was coming home. It's like 12 o'clock in the morning, y'all. And I'm still outside. And it's going smooth so far. So I'm not thinking nothing of it. And we all having fun and stuff. And next thing you know, I see my uncle car and he passed by me. And we locked eyes. I'm looking at him, he looking at me, and he just driving by. So it was like, he didn't say nothing to me, I didn't say nothing to him. So I'm thinking, he cool, he gonna keep my secret, right? Strike two. First, you outside in the middle of the street at night. It's 12 o'clock in the morning. You outside in the front yard and y'all making all that noise. If I really wanted to be sneaky, I should have been like, y'all be quiet, and we should have went in the backyard or something. Strike two. I locked freaking eyes with my uncle. Like, I let my uncle catch me, bro. I let him catch me. Like, that was so dumb. And I thought he was going to keep my secret. That's the third strike. Why would he keep my secret? And then he see the boys out here. And y'all know how men are. Y'all know how, like, older black people are. They think, like, anytime little boys around a little girl, they doing something they ain't got no business doing. When we was just chilling. Nothing was going on. So, I stayed outside. I was like, F it. He ain't tell me nothing. I ain't tell him nothing. He got out the car. He went inside like it was a normal day or whatever. So I'm like, whatever. I'll deal with that when I get inside. I'm going to stay outside. If I'm already out here, I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to get in trouble later. I was just thinking like, I'm not about to go check in. I'm not about to see if that boy gonna keep my secret. If I'm gonna get in trouble, I'm gonna get in trouble later. I'm about to have my fun now because this might be the last time I have fun. So after everybody was like, all right, we about to go, and my cousin was like, I'm about to go inside. It was time for me to go inside and face what I just did. Oh my goodness. I never been so scared in my life. I was acting cool in front of everybody, but deep down my heart was in my drawers. Like I was so nervous. And my cousin was like, "You want me to walk you home? You want me to walk you home? It's just right there." And I'm like, "No, girl, no. You ain't got to walk me home. I got this, whatever." I went in through the side, so I'm going to go back in through the side. So she went inside, everybody went inside. I walked over there. I walked and tried to like unlock the door. It was locked. It was locked. They locked me out. My uncle locked me out. And I had to knock on the door. I knocked on the side door. Nobody answered. And so I'm like, oh my God, like he must have locked the door on accident or whatever. No, he locked the door on purpose. So I go knock on the window with my cousin and my sister at, and they was like, they opened the curtain to the window and the blinds, and they looked at me and it was like, I was like, y'all come open the door, come open the door. They was like, my uncle had woke up my grandma and them and told them what happened. And my sister and my cousin told my uncle what happened. So everybody in the whole house is informed that I was outside. And I didn't know. I didn't know that everybody was up because I was outside. So everybody in the house is up. So as they doing this, behind them in the room, I could see my grandma and my grandpa in the hallway walking. They walking by and they going towards the front door. I was like, damn, I'm caught. This is it. My life is over. For like a couple hours of fun, I didn't ruin my freaking life. Like a whole bunch of things was just going through my head. Like I just knew I was just effed. So I go back to the front door. And before I could even make it there, they already got the front door open. My grandma like, come inside. So my papa, he's a regular man. So he's as tough as nails. However, so was my grandma. My grandma did not play. And she was the person that's the disciplinarian for the most part. Like my papa said what he had to say, but my grandma was the one that like laid down the law. She was not playing. So when I get inside, she was like,
You was outside with them little boys and you snuck outside, what you was doing, where you was at, and this and that.
and I'm like, I'm outside with my cousin. And she was like,
No, you wasn't, and y'all was being hot outside and this and that, and y'all had little boys come around here, you see what time it is, and you keep going on this path and all that, you gonna end up making mistakes that you wish you could take back.
and I'm like, whoa. I had told her, I'm like, Mama, I was just outside with my cousin and some friends. Like, we wasn't doing anything, we just hanging out. And I didn't ask you and Papa or nobody because I know you was gonna say no. You always got me in this house early and stuff, so I just wanted to have fun. And I know you was going to say no. She was like, yeah, I was going to say no. So you go to bed until I think about what I'm going to do to you. And I'm going to call your mama and your daddy and I'm going to let them know. Y'all, I was punished. I couldn't go nowhere. I couldn't do nothing. And my mama and my dad, my daddy had came over there because that's his mom. So my daddy came over there and was like, you ain't going nowhere. Ain't no boys and girls club after school, because I used to go there after school instead of going to my grandma's house to have fun or whatever. So it was no boys and girls club. I couldn't go to like football games for a little minute. I couldn't have nobody over. I was on lockdown. Like, I thought I was on lockdown before, but I was on lockdown. My mama called me, she cursing me out and all of that.
What the F is wrong with you? And you should know better than that. You sneaking outside with the boys. What is you doing? And you getting out of control. I'm gonna have to come down there and beat your...
Y'all can fill in the blank. I ain't about to say it, but yeah, like, they was on me. And then not only that, my grandma and them told everybody in the freaking family that they could, that I snuck outside. I'm seeing my aunties and all that, and as soon as I try to greet them, oh, you had snuck outside with little boys and all that, huh? I'm greeting my cousins. Oh, I heard you snuck outside with little boys, huh? Just any and everybody in the family that seen me, they telling me, oh, I heard you snuck outside. How many times y'all gonna tell me that? How many people did you tell? How much time did you have on your hands to where you got to tell everybody in the family that I snuck out? Then you telling them different stories. This one saying I snuck outside with the boys. This one say I got caught kissing boys. This one say I got caught doing something I ain't had no business with a little boy. It was 5 little boys and just me. What the? Come on now. Like, I'm just trying to have fun. Well, y'all, that was one lesson that I hadn't learned the hard way. After that, I never snuck out again because that was just too much on me. That was just too much. At the time, I was just like, I'm never doing this again, and I never did. Now, I snuck people in, but I ain't sneak out no more. That was the first and last time I snuck out. So, yeah, that was a wrap for me. And I ain't even do nothing. I should have did something that was worthwhile. You know, I was just hanging out, just being a regular teenager. I should have just wilded out. I should have did something that was worth getting in trouble for. But instead, I didn't. So, yeah. That was some crazy times, y'all. However, that's the end of this story. That's all I got for this one. If y'all like this video, give it a like, comment down below, and if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button for me. And until next Sunday, peace.